Hey everybody, welcome to Shifty's Club. Today's not technically Magic the Gathering, or not Magic, but today's not Friday per se, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this video done because I'm supposed to have arm surgery on Thursday, and I'm supposed to lay over Friday, not do anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and get Friday and Saturday's videos done and out of the way. Anyway, the thought I had right now was on a that for the Pokemon Unlimited. I've been waiting forever for this. And I'm certain that there's almost nobody out there who is doing unlimited videos. I will say that I've built pretty much what I believe is the best possible unlimited deck out there. Not saying I want to run it, and not saying that I want to share it with the whole world, but I guarantee you, I will tell you probably one of the best concepts I've seen as far as what people consider metagame, and it involves Pokemon that are not that old, so it's a decent strategy, and it's only, well, technically it's only like, okay, it's 7 years old, so, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem for most people. Now, the primary Pokemon in this comes from Great Encounters, which is a 2008 set. Great Encounters involved probably two of the greatest, let me change that, three of the greatest cards I've seen in my life. Great Encounters is probably would be the unlimited money pocket. Other than a few other sets that obviously had some very good potential. Anyway, the Pokemon I'm talking about that would be great and unlimited is Porygon 2. Now, what exactly does Porygon 2 do? Well, here's what Porygon 2 does. And I ran Porygon Z with 4 Claydol for states in 2010, and I top cut. So, I mean, heck, it's not a bad strategy, especially without the Porygon Z. But the only reason it runs is with another card. But Porygon 2 itself has a Pokepower download. And what happens is when you evolve Porygon 2 from Porygon, you activate the ability, you discard a supporter card from your hand and use it as that Pokepower, which is pretty cool. Now, what exactly do you do here? Well, since you're going to be able to abuse supporters, what is the most obvious supporter that you can use to donk? Seeker. Think about it for a second. Seeker is one of those cards that pretty much say, pick up a bench Pokemon on both sides. But unfortunately, your opponent gets to choose. But if you play 2 or 3 Seeker, your opponent's not going to get to choose too often because, you know what? If they don't get to see their first draw, something's awesome. But that's probably my favorite thing is that the unlimited. I haven't seen any particular ruling, but according to what I know, it's you can pretty much use this strategy to take your opponent literally by storm completely. Now, if they change the rules to where you cannot attack on the first turn in unlimited, then you would literally have to keep Sableye out. And I actually had Sableye in just in case everything stays and you can attack on turn 1 unlimited. But anyway, what happens is you start with Sableye, you pretty much go first, pull out your dual balls, your collector if you need to, dual balls, luxury ball, communication, whatnot. Get your Porygons down, and then you want to get what's called a drift loon down. You probably want the one from Stormfront in case you do start with it, so you can retreat it if necessary. I'm not saying you're going to have to, but there might be something that happens where you absolutely cannot get the knockout, and you don't want to risk getting it knocked out. Now, sorry, the screen bounces. What I do here is I pretty much download Seekers all day, and then with help of Broken Time Space, I can continue the cycle. I can keep letting Porygon 2s come down on turn 1 over and over and over. Pull out Seeker, use VS Seeker to get Seeker back, and I'm pretty much having an entire roll going here. I have Uxies if I need them. I have Pokédrawler Pluses. I have Victory Medals. I have Erica, which is great. Professor Oak. Whatever I need, it's there. And those are pretty much cards that can just help you draw, get into what you need. Pretty much all you need to do is draw into the cards that would best benefit the strategy. Then execute the strategy. That's it. And then you would have a Drift Blim from the Undaunted set and a Boost Energy. And what this does is you attach a Boost Energy, counts as 3, and at the end of the turn, you have to discard it. So you would use this one attack. I'm not exactly sure what the name of it is, and I believe it's Shuffle Away or something. Anyway, for 3 energy, you attack, you shuffle Drifblim and the defending Pokemon and all cards attached to them into their decks. So you Seeker all your opponent's Pokemon up. Then you force their Seeker all their bench Pokemon up, force their active to shuffle into the deck. They lose the game because they got no Pokemon left. Sneaky, but useful strategy. And most people always ask me, well, usually the strategy only requires 2 Porygon 2 and maybe 2 Seeker, and you don't even really need VS Seeker. Well, that's a lie. That's a complete out lie. You want 3 to 4 Porygon 2s. You want the heavy Seeker, heavy VS Seeker, heavy Broken Time Space. You've got to get your resources out, and the fewer things you have to do to get these resources out, the better. For example, there are times when you're going to face things like Spiritomb. You have to be able to draw into stuff. People don't understand that in an unlimited format with Spiritomb, you have to be able to get consistent draws, even with a supporter, and your only supporters outside of Collector are things like Seeker. I mean, heck, that's what we have. Professor Oak and Erica Forrest for draw, but they are trainers. That's the only problem that I see here. Now, I'm not saying for certain that this strategy is the best, but of course it has its merits. The probably the best strategy I've seen to date would be this particular strategy. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with it except the fact that you have to run several different tack cards just to beat several other decks. Now, I'm not saying that they're perfect, and they're absolutely not, but they at least help with matchups. For example, you face Spiritomb, you need to have Regice from Legends Awaken. And the reason why is because now you can get yourself out of a sticky situation with Collector. You take Regice, put it on your bench, and the defending Pokemon's a bench Pokemon. Switch it out with another Pokemon, then start your Trainer Rush and get it going. Now, say Regice is in your prize pile. Not likely, but say he is. Run Azelf. Azelf helps you right there. Now say Azelf and Regice for some odd reason are both in the prizes, run Rattata from the Team Rocket set. And Trickery will pretty much just swap a card, and that's that. But Azoth also helps Rattata in that regard. If you have like a one-of that you have to have, Rattata can help you get that out. But I wouldn't completely rely on the one Rattata. But I do run one in the deck, just to let you know. It is a good card to tech in for very specific reasons for the prize pile. And I wouldn't be surprised to see at any unlimited event someone actually running a Porygon 2 Secret, or as I call it, Porydonk, which is pretty cool. Because basically Porygon is your main player. All Drifblim does is hit one time with an attack. Well, Porygon 2, the strategy falls apart. Without Secret, falls apart. Because there's other things you can do. You can double color